Well, it seems like we're going to give this another shot. Here's this week's World War Wednesday with Dan and Daniel.
All right. I
Yeah,
guess we're
so
back.
second
Woo!
try.
All right, let's go.
So we're gonna show off the features for the new DLC Together for Victory, which you can pre-order today.
Yep.
And yeah, you wanted to begin right here because we made some updates to the country selection screen.
Yeah, exactly. So we tossed in an extra row here where you can pick the countries we've been fleshing out in this expansion, as well as Poland that came as a free DLC on release. And this is something we'll probably keep adding to, and it also works for modders. What are you laughing? Yes, of course we added the smiling Buddha. Oh yeah, this is a new part as well. We actually kind of highlight some of the cooler focuses for the nation, so if you don't know anything about them, you can kind of go like, oh, this is cool. Like the smiling Buddha.
Yeah,
Have you seen the achievements?
very powerful
There
explosive.
might be some nuke-related achievements for India. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think.
Right,
is
so
anything else?
yeah, well,
New
we
portrait.
added 5 nations being fleshed out, as you can see. And we're gonna run through them a bit quickly and then go over the rest of the features.
Yeah, let's just jump in as England then, I guess, from the beginning.
Or Canada.
Or Canada. Can Canada?
Can Canada?
Can Canada? Can.
Yeah,
not.
let's show the trees a little bit before we go over the
Yes.
feature.
Okay. Tag can.
Yes, we'll be heavily using sheets today. Right. So what you'll find is that the new trees we made are quite big, and they have a lot of alternate history paths. Whereas if you compare it to, say, Germany or Britain base tree in the base game, they don't really have a lot of alternate history paths where you have different ideologies and stuff. And we wanted to really put a lot of effort into that. So we'll let you do that in different ways here. So Canada is, if you're going to go the historical path, your big problems are going to be the economic depression at the time and like getting your country back on track, making crown corporations, that kind of stuff. And then you also have the conscription crisis with the French Canadians and actually trying to get a big fighting force. So that's going to be your big problems as a democratic nation. You'll have totally different problems if you go fascist and try and we have the skewer the
Swastika
eagle here
club.
somewhere.
Support the blue shirts.
There you
Join
go.
Germany.
There you go.
And
Eagle
Eagle
skewering.
Security.
Yes.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so you make a deal with Mexico and kind of attack from both sides.
Still burn the wall portraits.
Yes.
Pretty cool
it's
feature.
it's a one that runs in all the trees.
And of course, send in zombies.
Yes. So that was
We could maybe mention this too, since it's general for
Yeah.
every nation.
exactly. So what you're seeing down here is a new kind of focus called continuous focus. And as you see, you have to first unlock 10 regular focuses to be able to pick any of these. And unlike a regular focus that runs for roughly 70 days, but it can vary, and then you get a reward or an effect or something, these actually give an effect while you run them, and they cost political power. And then they give you kind of like bonuses, so speed up your naval production, air production, can help you just suppress resistance, speed up repair, which is actually quite good because
Yeah.
some people in Kiev was crying this morning, bombing actually hurts a lot more now. And this will actually help you a lot with countering that.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then you have autonomy related ones, but we can take those when we go over all the autonomy stuff.
So another focus.
Yeah,
Let's see.
let's jump to South Africa.
I'm just guessing these are the tags. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, that's those tags, so we remember them well. All right.
Oh god, all these trees are so big.
Yes, but cool.
We had to test everything.
A lot of it is mutually exclusive, though. So, like, yes, it's a lot
Empowered
of
workers.
focuses, but you won't be taking all of them, right? Not in one playthrough.
No.
So they're quite good for replayability and stuff like that, too. So South Africa is one of those nations that were like, you know, it wasn't really sure they were going to side with Britain. They had a lot of dealings with Germany and stuff like that, so they have some interesting alternate tracks. Although I think like the coolest one is still the communist.
Yeah, definitely.
Where you kind of make this, we call it the anti-colonialist crusade, and you unite the workers in Africa and stuff like that, and create your own little communist faction, or I guess you can
Did
join.
you see the fan gathering stream? Whereas South Africa,
I was horribly at home throwing up and being sick, sadly. So
South Africa went down the communist path all the way and started crush both Portugal, Belgium, and just
nice.
started taking all of this territory into the communist fold, and
Yeah.
basically owned half of South Africa.
To do a lot of this, we've actually fleshed out the area. You don't see it now because it's all occupied, but let's see, we've added a whole bunch of countries now. So we have Angola, Botswana,
Here.
Congo, Kenya, Mozambique,
Zimbabwe.
/ Rhodesia. So there's like the stuff that will start popping up here.
Angola, yeah.
I think that was all of them.
Yeah, you can see
I
them
wrote
on
it down so I
core
could remember.
states. Kenya,
Yeah. Yeah.
Zimbabwe, yeah.
Yep.
So a bunch of new cool nations here that you can unite under the South African
Yes.
sphere.
And yep. Let's see what else we got.
Anything more you want to mention?
It's kind of interesting also. I want to mention the actual kind of non-historical democratic path, because you can take a lot bigger responsibility as a democratic nation. And Britain will actually hand over territory in Africa for you to guard and manage and stuff, so you can grow in that way and help out.
Yeah, South Africa request African mandate.
Yeah. So what we've tried to do is kind of like give you a bit alternate paths on the overall more historical path as well, to make them more interesting rather than sort of sit and help Britain and produce weapons.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Right.
Biased opinion.
Totally unbiased.
So, India.
Yes. Or should we do? Let's do India last so we can talk autonomy.
Okay.
Australia. Down under. Yes.
Also here, massive, massive tree.
Yep. This one's really big. We were like, shit, it's going to be really hard to make a cool tree for Australia. And then
They
we
were like,
started
no.
and there was like so many ideas. So,
Like, I think this is my favorite, like, new icon. The
Yeah.
rat with a crown.
yes, it's beautiful. It's the rats of the brook.
Again, an elite unit in Sydney.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one new thing, right? Natural Focus is actually giving units.
Yeah, we have a couple. A lot of these were like special divisions formed as part of deals with other nations and things like that. So we felt it was like good flavor to do it. This one's actually tied completely into having to support Britain. So if you look at the top part you have, the first choice is really, do you want to support Britain's policy of appeasement in Europe? Or do you want to basically go,
Never
not another
predictable.
war, we're going to do our own thing.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you exit the Commonwealth right away, though. It can take a little bit of steps down. So you don't sever until actually, sever ties with UK down there. Alt history-wise, Australia has some kind of cool things. They can do some sort of backstabby deals with Japan, where they fund revolts in, is it British Malaya and Singapore? Or I don't remember. Anyway.
Japan leaves the allies.
Yeah. Anyway, they set up some deals where you help civil wars win, and Britain goes, that's great of you helping out. So you kind of get control over them because Britain's busy. And then you can kind of sell these to Japan and kind of hop sides.
Here. So,
so that's
you make an uprising in Indonesia.
Yeah, and then you have Australians dressed up, kind of steering the uprising.
Nice.
And and you can also, of course, go for Japan yourself, or you can, instead of Britain, you can kind of ally with America, which was almost like the backup plan for Britain. Like, we can't really help Australia, so I'm sure US can. So you can kind of do your own little. You do the first step here, and you together kind of set up a protective pact.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So who's next on the list?
New Zealand. Tiny New Zealand. Let's see if we go any.
To be honest, I
Emu
think.
War DLC. Yes.
To be honest, I think these like focus trees are really overpowered.
What?
They're super good. They're like, here, have 5 factories. Here, have 5 more. Here, have 5 more.
Well, if you're New Zealand, you're gonna need it.
Still, I also like it that.
I actually feel like the balance has gotten better with these trees rather than the generic trees, though.
Yeah.
Because they buff the wrong countries and not enough on the big ones, and it gets a bit weird.
Yeah.
So this is much better for balance.
So, once again, a very, very big tree. Actually, maybe this is the smallest
This
one.
one's smaller than the others, I think.
Still larger than most.
So New Zealand is the main point of this one is really to kind of build up your country to be able to do stuff, and also, of course, develop the most advanced tanks on the planet. Maybe we should show the Tech 3.
I know you like this one.
I love Big Bob. It's the greatest creation ever. It's it was rumored to be bulletproof. Well, actually, that one was never constructed. But Bob Semple tank was. It was rumored to be. I like that description. Tank for a certain value of tank. Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty cool because Australia had their own tank program, which was pretty successful, and of course New Zealand wanted to do that as well. So
Weren't they ridiculed?
They kind of got ridiculed. If you read the messages they got back from sending the samples, I think even the Britain response was like, "You can stop at any moment" or something like that. I don't know. It was kind of dismissive. The Schofield tank, though, personally, I think looks like it could have worked quite well. Like it's
With
a light
wheels?
tank. It does make sense. I believe the French tanks did this as well. It's a good way of actually moving it on roads that doesn't break them down so easily.
So you could switch it out.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have railways to transport them on, it's because tracks aren't very good for like long movements over stuff. Yeah.
Anything
Chef
you
is
want to
just
focus?
talking about emus.
Anything you want to mention here? Rule them all.
Oh, yeah.
Again,
there might be references here. Yeah, so this is kind of like the fascist stuff. So in the darkness, and rule them all. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have a track here with the Maori as well, and it's about unlocking manpower and versus industry and things like that. And maybe go to the right, see what we got. Have some stuff for building up the navy and army reforms, and also the fantastic Project Seal. We did that as nuclear research. You have it there. This was like one of those things you hear and you go like, no, that's a joke. But it wasn't. So the New Zealanders, together with America, tried to research a way of destroying Japan using giant tsunamis.
What?
Yes. The point was they would detonate nuclear explosives
Under the
in
water.
certain positions, to create the tsunami wave. I mean, in theory, I believe it would have worked, but like they never got far enough away, so we kind of give them nuke research for this. We sadly don't have tsunamis in the game. So
Super weapons DLC.
yes.
So I think the highlight of this.
Yeah, let's do India.
What is it? Yeah, just Ind. No.
Raj, or AG.
But what is this?
That's a good question.
I thought it was Raj, but
no, they have they however changed name and stuff using the cosmetic tag system. We're gonna talk about later when they go free. So maybe I should pitch the autonomy system a little bit first.
Yeah,
if you go back
probably.
to the start screen. So the other biggest thing in this expansion, rather than fleshing out all these nations, is the new autonomy system. So instead of just having master and puppet, now it's split up into several different steps. We can see that better, I think, when we go to Britain later. But from a puppet's view, though, you can see here that they're a colony. And that has a certain number of restrictions and stuff. They can't declare their own wars. They cannot decline being called to war by Britain. Although there are some special deals that let you do this even though you're a colony later.
Still, I was kind of pissed. I tried to rush and avoid it. They were like, just before the focus finished, like 2 days, they were like, declare war. I was like, so close.
But this is basically a tug of war, as you can see in the progress bar next to the mouse cursor here. So you will try and gain more freedom, and the master has ways to pushing you down. And the tooltip here kind of shows all the different ways. So the focus tree is a big part, especially for India. Lend leasing in different directions is going to push that. Well, we got building as well. If the master builds in your country, it's going to be pushing you down. We'll show that in a bit.
And subject fighting.
Subject fighting, contributed to war score.
And exporting resources.
Yeah.
So no longer it's free. I always just started trading with my colony or puppet, like, give me everything you have. Now it will actually penalize me.
Yeah. Now you actually can say, give me everything as well, because they're not allowed to put... They can put the laws, but as a master you can grab shit anyway. It might also be worth noting that we've changed war score in the patch. So war score is no longer just taking provinces, it's helping out in defensive battles and everything. So it feels a lot better when you're actually helping out. You don't have to just try and grab land, you have to actually help out where it matters.
But how,
So,
how
I'm
about my
sorry.
Luxembourg world conquest?
I don't think that will
Sneak-
work.
sneak
I
by
don't
and grab.
think Luxembourg World Conquest is probably not going to work anymore because you'd have to actually fight.
Yeah,
You can't just
sneak by
have
and
a
grab
slightly
all.
faster unit.
I loved it.
I mean, you still get some points for taking
Yeah,
empty territory.
But I won't be able
'cause
to
there's
take
worth
half of France.
Yeah, you get like maybe, is it like 0. I think it's like 10% of the previous score.
Still, it's a good change.
Yep. Right. But as I said, the big part here is you're a colony. You probably want to be something else. Being a colony is not very good. Being a dominion, though, which is
It's
the
half
level
decent.
above, is pretty good. Like it doesn't really have much of a downside, and you can unlock some pretty good like trade deals and stuff.
So let's
Let's-
actually go into the
Yes.
focus tree.
Let's go into focus tree. Oh yeah,
This is
start
the
stuff.
important thing.
Yeah, they have a lot of starting spirits. One of them is the princely states, like Hyderabad and stuff like that. That kind of are like self-governing. And the idea is that these guys are actually supporting Britain because they're worried that if India gains independence, they lose all their power. So initially here they are quite against you. So your autonomy is going to be going down continuously until you do something about this. And we can. Yeah, and doing something about it. Yeah.
So
We
the-
start here with provincial elections, which is kind of how you need some tension to make sure you just jump straight into it. But you have a choice here, though. Even though both of these paths here for India kind of happened, you as a player need to decide like which side you actually want to play. So we have the Indian Congress path here, which is basically you try and work with Britain with promises of freedom. If you go down this one, though, you have to get to Cripps mission, which did horrendously fail, but did at least get the Muslims on the right side of working towards independence.
and two-nation theory.
And two nation, yeah. So this is when you actually sit down and go, okay, so this is what will happen when we split up, which means creating Pakistan, which is a new releasable thing that we've added. And otherwise, this is the path of self-government. I think that means in Indian. And it's sort of what Gandhi wanted, and also what Chandras Bose wanted, which is sort of the guy you're kind of playing in this path. Since Gandhi is spending most of his time in prison here after the Quit India movement, which also helps you kind of gain daily autonomy. So this is going to counteract a lot of the others. So a lot of this tree is about counteracting the effects on autonomy.
Yeah.
Before we talk about this path, can you scroll to the right? Though? I just want to show off the investment focuses on the
Yes.
right. Yeah.
These are pretty cool. I had a really hard choice of just thinking about, should I do it because the bonuses are really, really good,
Yeah.
but do I want to get independence quickly enough? So I tried to become independent, though it still screwed me. So I did most of the stuff after. Well, I was like, okay, I'm in a war, let's do it and gain all the nice stuff.
Yeah, because if you grab all them, so what happens here is you can invite all these investors that do give you factories, but they're gonna hurt your independence, and then that's gonna make it quite difficult because you also have this focus, clamp down on corruption. Because if you looked at the starting screen, we don't have to go there, but yeah, there's a big risk of famine. India has had a lot of famines, and roughly a year after war starts, there's a big risk of a famine happening, and it has all sorts of bad effects on you. So you'll want to fix this. I mean, historically they didn't. There was so much corruption and stuff in the way from both sides, probably. But what we do here is you can get rid of it, but to do that you have to be more autonomous than a colony, which means that you have to actually become a dominion in your own right.
So you can take...
So you have to make sure which focuses you pick. You have to make sure that you've helped out Britain in some way before this happens. So you have like 1 year to clock up enough points after the war starts. Otherwise, you're going to be hit with the famine. So you have to watch out there.
Keep troops here, invade China.
Yeah. All right. Let's show the fascist or commie paths. So the Indian tree doesn't specifically have the same kind of fascist commie paths as the others, so it's on the left. In fact,
right
you
here.
kind of have the same thing, because at this point, you're basically Chandra's Bose, and he's not really an ideological focused guy, at least on my research. So what he wants is freedom for India, and anyone who can help him, let's be on that side.
Cool.
So you can ask the Soviets, you can ask Germany, and depending on who's going to help you, this depends what they consider to be enemies and things like that. They will help you start your own national army, basically. Although it's called the People's Army if you're on the communist side. And then you have different tech sharing options, which we'll get to soon. And rebuilding, and you can get different help. So if you go the Japanese path, you get help with your air force. If you go the commie path, you get help with
You mean German
tanks.
path?
Oh, yeah, sorry. The German path kind of pans into help from Japan later as well.
You mean Italy?
Also, this
Oh,
this
here.
this stuff
Japanese.
is Japan. There's a little bit of Italy stuff as well, because there was a lot of like support for the
Indian freedom.
independence, obviously, because it would, mess with Britain.
Yeah. And here's one thing that could be really good.
Yeah.
Increase autonomy progress
Yeah,
by 0.5.
And the master gets one to push people down as well.
Yeah.
So you can...
Very quickly, just jump over to England and show that they have suppressed subjects.
Yep. Maybe we show the big autonomy screen for master now. Manage subjects, yeah. So here shows all your subjects, what levels they're at and rules, and then you see where the progress bar is at. So whenever you worked someone to a corner, so either they've gone to so that they have enough autonomy to sit in a corner, they can push the button and move to the next level, which costs some political power. But to actually move, though, you have to use all these other tools at your disposal. You can't just click a button and move your level up.
Yeah. Here, need 500 to promote to that level, and it will also cost you political power.
Yep.
300?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But it's going to be hard as a master, because, like, yeah, you can go in and build lots of buildings. Maybe we show that real quick in
And they get this cool flag.
Yeah, I see a little flag, and the way this works is even combined. So if the puppet is helping out building, you can combine the amount of factories used here. And this will lower their autonomy. But of course, in the long run, if you build up their nation, they're going to be able to produce more troops and help out more. So long run, it might actually come back and bite you. Depending on if you actually care about nations breaking free. Generally, if a country starts as a dominion, they're not interested in breaking free while they have a benefit of being together against an enemy or something like that.
That's kind of logical. But they can if they would like to. So,
Yes.
just playing a single-player campaign as every one of these nations will be much more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's several paths for each as well, if you just want to just straight off go from the focus 3 stories.
I really just want to go with, like, Communist Canada.
The fascist Canada has the best portrait, though. He's amazing looking.
Oh, I
It's just
haven't
like a
seen
super villain. Let's see. So I think we've gone over those. We looked at autonomy real quick. Should we maybe look at some of the like tech sharing, for example?
Tech sharing. Okay,
Yeah.
good that I switched to Canada, but oh god, I
Go
actually...
back to your... oh yeah, this might be something you guys haven't seen. Oh, this wasn't in this version. We made custom art for those weapons.
For Canada?
For a lot of the Commonwealth nations. Maybe that was supposed to go in...
I don't think
Yeah,
it's
see,
in.
it's got the names. Oh, well.
Yeah.
I'll-
Well, it
I'll-
has custom art.
Yes, okay. Well, that one's coming in, if not a hotfix otherwise. You can see the custom art at the bottom, though, with the Bren carrier and stuff.
Oh god, this one is cool.
Yes.
I think Jake would be really happy
Yeah.
about this.
And these all come with 3D models. Maybe we can have time to show that off later as well.
Churchill kangaroo.
Yeah, so this is one of those hilarious things. So every Commonwealth nation kind of had a kangaroo, except Australia. I don't know. It's hilarious. So that was basically, they took a tank, threw off the top, and used it as a troop transport. So they were pretty good. And they also get a custom truck there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but tech sharing. Let's go to, if you look at where you start your tech research, just hit, there you go. So there's icon. there are different kinds of tech sharing groups. So this is the special one for the Commonwealth. And it's probably the most powerful one because the focus trees can affect it in different ways. So this one you see how much you're getting for each member. So the way it works is that if you want to research a tech, if a lot of other countries in your group has this tech also already, that means that you get a bigger bonus for researching it.
Yeah,
and it's
that's-
for every country that knows it, the faster it will go. So it's a great way of like catching up.
So the Commonwealth nations can become really, really strong.
Yeah.
Since England can get the research slot pretty quickly.
Yep. Although it depends where you are. I mean, if you're a puppet or a puppet don't get any benefit, if
No.
I remember correctly. A colony gets only half the benefit. So you want to kind of like work your way out. So it's easy to keep those down a bit.
Trade bonus 75%.
Yeah,
Dominion.
that's the point.
Let's check.
Yeah. Anyway, so there are a bunch of these other ones. So you can create your own kind of one by just using the continuous focus. You will have to switch to something that's not the Commonwealth to show it off. But yeah, Germany can do it. So if you're in a faction and you have a technology sharing focus, that will create the group. So whoever's in your faction and if will gain the same kind of benefit, although it's not quite as strong when they run this, but they have to actually pay political power for it to run it.
Yeah. So, but still, it can be really, really good.
There's also ones
Especially
being set-
co-op.
Oh yes. So you can kind of go like, yeah, I'm going to focus on aircraft. You're going to focus on.
And then we switch.
Yes. The focus trees as well. For whenever you go down like fascist, the communist path for all the new nations, there are special groups for tech sharing being set up as well. So, for example, if you went the path as Australia, where you sold off Indonesia and stuff, you can actually create a tech sharing group with Japan at some point there. Now you're in Canada, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember. It's in most of the trees at least, so that means that you can kind of get the same benefit, but they're not quite as potent, if I remember correctly.
Research collaboration, that was that
Yeah.
one. Here, fund.
We also replaced if you guys remember the Tizard mission in the base trees. That one actually comes with an option now for doing it as
Swipe PI research with the US.
yeah.
Comintern research, Japan tech sharing. Nice.
Yes. So this can be quite potent. As you notice, they don't get quite as many tech unlocks otherwise. They have one less slot, I think. Some of them. New Zealand, I think, manages to get enough. Or did we limit that one? I can't
There's
remember.
2. Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems like they will get 4.
Yeah. But with the kind of sharing, it makes up for it.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. So, and then we go. Let's see. We talked about continuous focuses. We talked about tech sharing countries. Maybe look at Lend-Lease requests.
Yes, let's see.
Yeah. So the base game has a way where you can send stuff, but we wanted to have a cool way where we could actually ask for stuff. So you have to hit the little
Yeah.
thingies that turn it off. Yeah. So yeah, I might actually not be very much stuff to ask for in 36.
Still. So,
Yeah,
you're
but
showing
we
us the
can show
feature.
we can show off the interface at least. But yeah, you put up a request, and the master will actually, or the receiver rather, will actually get to go like, yeah, I'm gonna send this exact much, and you get back. So you don't say like, I want 300 of this. The master actually gets to say how much they can afford to send you. But now the AI and another player will know what you're actually asking for, so it works a lot better. And then that's free for everybody in the patch. You can actually edit your existing Lend-Leases, even if they were done without this new feature.
And you can also see how much they are producing, which is kind of nice.
That's actually your production.
Oh, see
But yes.
your own production,
You can
so
see
you
how
can
much
see
you're
what
producing.
you need.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah, it's quite nice.
Yeah, I use this feature actually a lot.
Yeah.
Just please give me some more stuff. I need it now.
Yeah. AI has gotten better at stockpiling as well, so there's usually a little bit more to take from. And then we go. Maybe battle log.
Battle log. Oh,
think-
I showed this off so much during
Should we
the
jump to like 39 and kill Poland? Or something?
jump to 39.
Well, I guess we can kill Poland now.
At least damage them a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Oh, there we heard some of the new feature too.
Yeah.
Do they hear the in-game?
Do they hear the in-game sounds? We
They
can crank-
should be able to hear the in-game sound. If
can
you want to do
crank
it again,
them-
I'll
we can
boost the
crank
in-game
it
sound.
up. So, oh yeah. So one of the things we've added is voiceovers for units, and this is for 13 countries. So we have like Mandarin, Danish, British English, American English, Finnish, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Norwegian, Russian, Spanish, Swedish. I think that was all of them. There's a lot. I love this. It really adds a lot of flavor. The Italians have the best sounds as well. Italian and Japanese, I love those. So good. It's so much spunk. I like this. It really feels like the countries play a bit, feel a bit differently because they answer you in different ways. And I also think we've done a good job with like how often these play because there's a cooldown, so it doesn't actually get annoying like a lot of RTSs.
I think it's a 4 or 5 second cooldown.
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Jacob. That's our
Yeah.
old the old
Yeah,
brand manager.
these are
for HoI.
devs.
Yeah.
Try to figure out who it is.
Yeah, the Danish one as well. So
Is it done or done? Yeah.
yeah, that's
You can't hear
no.
Danish.
The Finnish guy is the guy who's made most of the art in the game.
Ah, you revealed it.
Yeah,
I
well,
wanted everyone to ping him. All right, let's just
that
fix
on
the
the left is
battle
new,
now.
by the way. We worked a lot with tiny interface things. I'm not going to remember all of them because there's so many.
Oh yeah,
But we've done a totally new way of showing selection. Very inspired by a new mod, actually. So those work better now.
I was gonna just fix
Yeah.
the AI production. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of fine with this.
Yeah. You could show the you could sheet the new tech and show the new tech alert thing in the
Sheet new tech.
sheet like a new equipment. You know,
I'm
for
not sure
the
what you.
for the upgrade.
What?
Haven't you seen that? Go like research on click so you get like a clicky. Oh, we don't have autocomplete in release. No! Oh, I guess we don't have it in release mode. Oh well.
Well, it will be fine.
Anyway, there's a really neat alert now to show old equipment and when you need to upgrade to new equipment.
Oh, you mean that one?
Yeah, that one. So you'd have to actually research something.
Why not just do research all? What?
It's weird. Maybe the research and number works. Research space 0. Does that work?
And of course, press.
0.
Yeah, cool.
Okay,
Finally.
so place something in that slot. That's actually yeah. Oh, you want you and your infantry stuff. It's all
Yes,
about,
of course.
It's all about tanks. All about tanks. Yeah, so you see, like now it gets different graphics to show that it's old, and when you click to upgrade it, we highlight the newest, which is
That's
kind of nice.
Create
And there's
variant?
also an alert for this, so yeah, you can create variants too. Whoa. It's for naming, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly, no infantry variants yet. It's something I would like to add, though.
But this,
Yeah,
I love it.
combat log.
I completely love it in all ways. I show this off, like I had this up when commenting during the fan gathering. I was like, yeah, look here. I had it when Hanson, a Soviet Union, attacked Germany. And this now, oh, wait, I had it like this. This number and his equipment were just... I was like, oh god, all the men. He lost like 200,000
Yeah.
men during like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's the best part. To see people
Yeah, but
drop.
here, this is like mind-blowing.
Mm.
You will actually see how much you lose from attrition, and it's a lot of equipment you lose from attrition.
Oh yeah, attrition is one of the big killers if you're in certain areas. Like if you play, I would suggest playing Italy the first time you play with this expansion, and fight Ethiopia, and just realize how much you're losing fighting in those desert mountains, like to attrition that isn't, you know, actually fighting the Ethiopians. All right, so we can go over it real quick. combat, of course, lists historically what combats have happened. That part is free, is going to be in the patch for everybody.
Oh god, that's brilliant.
I know. The other 2 tabs are a part of the expansion, so to get the equipment statistics and the breakdown on templates, this one's not so useful yet because Daniel's just winning, and we haven't had much time. But like, if you have a whole bunch of templates, it will actually kind of give you an idea how good they're performing. And yeah, you can also go with different command groups if you just want to see certain effects.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually just really like the combat ones.
Yeah.
I can see. Oh
And
yeah,
also-
you can see what exact equipment the enemy is using if you're using detailed lists. Otherwise, it's just going to give you summary.
But are these numbers exact?
I think so.
Cool. Maybe that could be something. Modify exactly how much you see depending on decryption and encryption.
Yeah,
Am I putting pressure on you now, Dan?
Yes.
Like, no,
I mean,
Dan.
realistically, I mean, if you read like battle reports, they were quite different for different sides. Although, I mean, if you destroy X tanks, you probably know because they're going to be there
A
at the
big
end of
freaking
the.
tank
Yeah.
when you move out.
But yeah,
Still,
I don't know if it can be exploited that much.
No.
You can't see the stats or something. Cool intel stuff is definitely something I want to add in the future, though. But yeah, and these show you modifiers and everything, so you can kind of go back and see and go like, oh crap, I didn't have an air support at all here, or I had, you know, I was fighting in totally wrong area with my wrong general or something.
Oh, and equipment lost in each battle.
Yes. Because, like, the way combats are in HoI IV and really HoI III as well is there's so many combats, and unless you're gonna pause all the time, just having a pop-up for each combat just means that you have to kind of click them away to keep going if you're gonna play multiplayer or not pause. So we really want to have this kind of log instead, where you can go in when you have time, or you can, if you have good resolution, right, you can put this off on the side and just watch it update.
Yeah. And here you can very quickly see all the river crossings, if you won the battle, if you won while defending, or if you lost when you attacked.
Yep.
So a very quick overview over everything. And let's see, we still haven't lost any from attrition. Seems like our people are very brave, just attacking all the time.
Well, it's only, there's no real bad terrain. I don't think
No.
it's cold enough there yet either and stuff like that. So
Well, you will at least see this rush over if you maybe attack, I don't know, Soviet Union in the winter.
yeah,
Let's just say, rest in peace tanks,
You can
rest in
probably-
peace
you could
tanks.
probably tag. I don't know actually with track only for player. I think it needs to update. Otherwise, you could tag it to Italy and look at the horrible desert losses.
Actually, they're not done.
Yeah.
We can just do like this. Let's see, they're using these divisions.
Yeah.
Only.
They
Attrition.
haven't. The I think the combat update comes at the end of the combat. For since it's AI has been playing this, the numbers will lag a bit.
They're winning every battle, but they're still taking, well, basically 50-50 from combat, from attrition. So that's kind of crazy.
Compared to the losses of the enemies there as well, they're less.
Yeah. 400.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I love this one.
Sorry, chat's actually asking if troop sprites could look different depending on the weapons they're using. It's actually something we've been poking at, so it's maybe something that's going to come in a future update or something, because it's technically possible, but we need to make some.
Cool.
Right. Yeah. So what else we got here? Maybe we could show off Spearhead a bit.
Spearhead.
Yeah. Maybe how's it looking up in do you actually have any tanks?
Yes, I have tanks, but let's say they're not the best.
No.
And no AI.
Alright, so the point here is this is a new battle plan tool that works a bit differently. What it does is instead of trying to adapt to changing situation, they're going to remember the order you drew and brain deadly execute it, basically, like you would by giving a manual order, but you don't have to babysit it quite as much. So yeah, Rommel. No, all right.
No, I need a best one since
Betrayer.
our tanks suck now.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so they remember the provinces and take them basically. But you do need to be more careful with these because they don't adapt at all. So if like the enemy cuts you off or something, they're just gonna charge and
Does
try
this
to take
matter
there.
when you do a blitz order?
Does what matter?
These.
A bit, but I think, it's always good to have high aggression on these. I think if you're gonna try and go like this, nom 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 nom.
Still, we have so few units assigned to it, so it's
You're
gonna be hard for them
maybe
to use.
get cut off soon.
Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know.
No, that's why I keep always my massive infantry units just entire front,
Ah.
so they won't actually get cut off. They will slowly reinforce and help.
But basically, the difference is it remembers stuff. We've also done a bunch of improvements on the basic order and how they expand and stuff, so that stuff is also working a bit better now. And yeah, I mean, I like to use it for stuff that I would normally do micro before, but there's a couple of provinces in. And what else we got? Oh, someone in chat says, no, I can encircle every AI. Actually, we put a lot of work into making the AI better at avoiding encirclement. But I'm not going to spoil too much about that, because Steel Vault is... I don't know if you guys have seen the dev diary today. We had a little bit of an AI update at the end. And before release, we're going to try and push out, I think, 2 or 3 more AI mini diaries. And one of them is going to talk about encirclement avoidance, because AI does these kind of shape detection things now, where it tries to pull back and avoid choke points and stuff like that. So you won't really be able to cut off huge amounts as easily anymore. You have to be a little bit cleverer about it.
Yeah. Boom.
Follow Warsaw. Liberate them. Yeah. All right, so let's see where we're at here. Oh, maybe you should puppet them. We had a... Oh, exactly. Yeah, you got to show it off. So here's another little thing we got. We call it cosmetic tags, and it's a way of changing the names of countries without, making a totally new country. So depending on situations and stuff like that, we can change flags. I don't think we can change color yet. It's something we're looking for a patch though. But that means that, say, when Germany starts puppeting stuff, they're called Reich Commissariats and things like that.
Reich Protector.
Or is it? Actually, it depends on the level. I don't remember which is. So that's a regular puppet then.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so it's integrated as Commissariat then, I guess. I think we have a similar thing for Soviet Union as well. There's some really cool hidden ones that I'm not going to spoil because I want people to detect them themselves.
Everyone is just going to look up in the files now.
Yeah, but I don't want to spoil their Reddit karma, they can have it.
You mean you will have it?
Maybe. Yeah. So I feel this adds a lot of flavor to naming stuff. It's quite nice. What else we got? Oh yeah, this kind of system, by the way, means that you can change the flag of your country. So if someone makes an event serious to say, I will form Austria-Hungary, you can do that now. Change the name, change the flag. So I think modders are gonna love this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Name the firstborn baby after.
Yes.
But I think I like this one pretty much.
Garrison order, yeah, I was gonna get to that.
Yes, I know. That's why I took it forward.
So this is a free part that's gonna be in the patch. Reason it's free is probably want to end up changing this in the future. So it's, it's one of my big requirements for does it go in the patch thing? Is it something we end up changing? Then yeah. So what we're doing here is that by default it's got everything selected and it works like before, except a lot smarter.
Wow, that's brave.
Yeah. Well, the old one, I wouldn't say it was that super smart, so I can safely say that. At least for resistance fighting, it was atrocious. So now it's better anyway, and you can you can say, yes, I want to garrison this area, only watch victor points and coastline, or only watch just naval bases or airfields.
This one is one of my favorites.
You like it?
This and this.
Yeah, I like. I usually do one group, just the coastline. I think that's nice, or just the ports. Depends how many units I have. Resistance is good though. It's actually does calculate how many units it does, and I think it shows you in the tooltip as well. If you just use resistance, it's gonna you don't have any resistance, so you don't need any. But it actually calculates based on what divisions you've given it, roughly how many more of those you would need to suppress an area. So you don't have to try and map. I've seen the guy who did like a map where it calculated by states how many you needed, Like,
Yeah.
so this should do that for
And
you.
you can also see how many units they think they need.
Yep.
At minimum 24.
Yep. So
So
it's
for
pretty
remove
cool.
these, only 8, 6, 24.
Schlorf. All right, let's see what else we got.
And the guard everything 30. Perfect.
Yeah. So let's see. Other free stuff. So war score we talked about changing. Anti-air.
At the air.
Yeah. No, actually not the anti-air. Anti-air you put in divisions. You know the type you never build.
What? That's like I told you should use it
Except
because
when you
of
cheat
piercing.
it for piercing, yes.
That's
Um,
not cheating. That's
Well, against players it's probably not worth it though. And also probably AI now when it actually makes more tanks. But the way it works now is that you know this penalty you get for enemy air superiority. Having anti-air in your divisions actually counters this, and the better anti-air and the more it is, the better it counters this. So basically it goes off your air attack stat. So if you have like top level 1 and you have like more than 1, it's gonna take off most of the penalty. That means that it's even if you're fighting against in an area where enemy has a ton of air superiority and you can't like meet up against the thousands of planes of an allied player or something like that. Having a division like this means that you're not going to be sitting on a -40 or -50 penalty in all the combats. You're going to have to build a division that is perhaps not optimal for normal fighting, but really good in this.
this is the division.
Yeah,
It's actually pretty good.
I think
a bit better organization.
You will need some text to work off the penalty. I think you're going to have to hit 200 plus to.
But anti-air is really cheap.
Yes.
Like if you fill this with the best level equipment, you have a pretty decent 50 piercing.
Yeah, I mean they're not bad for they
Or
have more
17.
hard attack and stuff. Hard attack actually going to be a bit more important. I've rebalanced all the tanks, the mechanized, and actually motorized also gets got to the infantry one. Ah, that's so sexy. Someone might have noticed, mechanized has moved down a year now, so you can actually unlock it in 1940 instead of 41. Which means that it's actually possible to build up an army of these before you attack Soviet Union. The first level also helps a bit because it bumps the regular motorized by 10% in armor. Hardness, I mean. So you can actually build quite hard divisions by using these now. So having hard attack is going to be much better.
Anti-air killing fighters.
They do kill fighters. Chat asks for if anti-air should kill fighters, and they do. In fact, if you do one of those, having just one support anti-air very seldom kills any fighters. If you're gonna put in something like that you build, it's gonna annihilate fighters and cast that comes in.
Guys, I just want to mention that you have about 5 minutes left. If there's anything in particular that you want to mention that you haven't mentioned already.
Well, let's just pan into Manchukuo and have like a silent minute for the grandness of the empire. Actually, we.
I just want to see. Okay.
That looks ridiculous. So yes, Manchukuo, the glorious.
I don't know.
This was like I think the most requested thing since the release. Like, where's Manchukuo?
What's
and
the tag?
That's a good question. No, that's the Menkuko. It's not man.
Yes,
it is. So the reason we didn't add this on release was the AI had some serious problem with this really weird. So if you're looking at the edge where you meet China there's a lot of stuff going on now, right? On the release, AI had a lot of problems with this, and then we started adding more nations that it got better. And now we don't notice any big problems at all here, so we've decided to put them in, and yeah.
So we have
pretty
it
cool. Yeah, and they're an integrated puppet as well, so Japan has pretty good control over them and can kind of annex them as well by pushing them down.
So Moss can build construction subjects territory, extra trade bonus, civilian industry to overlord, military industry to overlord. I really like that one.
Yeah, they get auto-transported.
Yeah, so you make them integrated puppets, and then you can have the factories, because if I take them, I will get a 50% reduction. But if you keep your core territory, I've actually try that out. I get Vichy France, then just give back France to them. because no resistance. They have full core, full factory, full manpower.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
It's actually pretty good
it's quite
tactic.
good to have puppets now. Oh, we have to show this one thing that we totally forgot. Subject forces.
Subject forces.
Yeah, you can show it as Japan. So, one of the other advantages of having subjects, in this case integrated puppet, is that you can actually recruit troops off them. No, go to templates. If you look at the next to the division designer, there's a button where you can pick from your subjects. So, that's, yeah. You can copy a template or view and duplicate it. And now this ends up among your templates. Now this is an integrated puppet, so they don't use much of your manpower at all. But the way it works, depending on level, recruiting these divisions are going to use some of your manpower and some of the subject's manpower.
Cool.
For colony, it's, I think you need, is it 30%?
Let's check tag.
I think it's 30% you need. For puppets, it's like 10%. So that means that you can leverage a lot of manpower from subject nations.
70%.
Yeah.
Nothing. Subject
Yeah,
manpower
dominions you
equipment
can't do it with dominion forces.
Yeah.
They have to actually send you expeditioners. You
So,
can't just demand them.
I guess it's like 80%.
Yeah. So this is a great one because, you know, if you annex them and it's non-core territory, you're not going to get that much manpower. Yeah.
Let's copy that one and then just trade a
You
bunch
do
of
have
these.
to watch out though, because if you build most of your army based on this and then they go free because they get autonomy but when you use their forces fighting, so then the benefit's actually going to them, not you.
But
so
it
if you
could be
use them
really
too
helpful.
much, they're gonna start going free, and then you have to actually fill in the manpower.
But still, it can be really, really useful.
Yeah.
Especially as an English player. Japan, China used here, Britain, or Rye, have all these divisions and defend your land, so I can concentrate here in Europe.
Yep. Chat's asking about Ireland. While Ireland was sort of technically on paper still in the Commonwealth at this point, they were not actually going to the meetings, and they didn't join the war, and they were kind of already bailed out. So we didn't really want to spend the extra time on them, like, because they weren't really involved. So we don't really consider them one of the, you know, the fighting Commonwealth countries here. They were volunteers, of course, but as playing as Ireland, slightly different. Maybe we'll flesh them out in the future, but they were quite different, so it didn't quite fit.
All releasable, please, before you go.
All releasables for who?
I think he means all.
All of them. Oh dear. I did list Angola, Botswana, Congo, Kenya, Mozambique, Zimbabwe / Rhodesia. I think this kind of depends who does it. British Malaya. Go over to there. What do we have? There's like Dutch East Indies.
Vietnam.
Those are by names change when they go free and stuff like that as well.
Parker Laos.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly which of these were new.
There's
now.
a lot of them.
Yeah, because we added a whole bunch of these before in the patch as well, so I can't remember which one's which.
Pakistan. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. And someone's asking when early press copies, and I don't know the exact date, but it's gonna be some days before release at least for streamers, I think.
I think I know a date.
You know the date? Have we said the date?
I don't know. It might just be internal.
Yeah.
I do not have an official date, but rest assured, if people are wanting press copies, they can always contact us at pr@paradoxplaza.com.
Or watch my stream.
Yeah, just watch that.
I think they probably want to stream it themselves, Daniel.
No. Only me.
Yeah. Right, I think, did we get them all? Music player.
Cosmetics
Show it.
tag.
It takes 1 second. So we have a new music player. This expansion, by the way, comes with 3 new songs from Andreas Waldertoft. They're all kind of Commonwealth themed. Sadly, didn't get one with bagpipes. I was trying to go for bagpipes, but no bagpipes. But they're really, really good. And we have a music player now, as I said, so that you can actually pick which songs you want to play, because sometimes you might be in the mood for metal, the Sabaton songs, sometimes not. Sometimes you wanna, just pick the songs you wanna play yourself instead of having this weighted thing where certain songs for access or not.
And in case anyone's super confused watching this on stream, being like, that's not the song being played, it's because I'm using an external player for the music on stream. But if you want to play something, I can turn that off.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. If you do want to hear it, though, you can go to the forum and check out the last dev diary, because that has one of the whole songs. I think it was Operation Compass, maybe?
Where was it? I saw it. There.
Yeah, and someone asked, will it show mod music? And I believe it does, as long as you actually set them up in game so they work. It should show.
The modding, I got confused.
I mean, if you mod in music,
yeah,
it will work in the player.
We took up Focus tree remembers position.
Oh, yes. The most important fix or feature in the entire expansion is the fact that the focus trees now remember your position when you close them. So go to somewhere and then close it. And then go back in again. And this is the best thing ever.
Finally.
That's amazing.
QA gave me cookies when I did that one.
We said cosmetic tags, more alerts and indicators.
Yeah, we showed we've massively improved the invasion alert.
A big skull.
Yeah. Well, actually, that one was done earlier, but we fixed a bunch of bugs in it. It works much better now, so it's not really a feature. It just works a lot better. It actually stays up as the enemy is pushing into you for a certain while, so that's pretty sweet.
We also had this one. Is that new or old?
Which one?
Outdated equipment.
That was new. I didn't write the list of all the alerts, so there is a bunch of them, but some nice ones. I think we got everything.
10 out of 10, best feature.
Oh, Egypt. Okay, so since we get the Egypt question all the time, and maybe Anders, you can post a link to the pre-order since someone's asking when it's available, and it's been available for like a day.
There
or something.
is a link going around.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Right, let me answer the Egypt question then, because people keep asking that. The reason Egypt's not in is that, well, it takes time to do everything, so we have to pick. So the nations we put them in because we needed them for the focus trees, so they got top priority. Egypt's in our list. The problem is Egypt is also a little bit special, because yes, you can just make them an integrated puppet, but to start them off from scratch, I mean, there's some kind of special history stuff going on there. I mean, if I believe so, the king refused to actually join the war and stuff like that. So it's things that probably should have like actually cool event series and game mechanics and put them in. So it's something we don't just want to throw in to say we have Egypt. They will come in when we have cool stuff for them.
And let's just make this clear. I had no CB on, that's why I could press that button. And that makes it possible to press everything.
Daniel comes pre-installed with no CB.
Yeah.
And that should be the end of this feature stream.
No. We're going to 6.
What?
One more hour.
No.
That's not happening.
Go. There are some questions. People going like, show commissariats and show info per battles. You can just go back in time on the stream, right, and look at it, because we showed it like half an hour ago.
Yep.
And this video will be up on YouTube later too.
Yeah.
But I think we gave a pretty good overview. So
I hope we didn't miss too many things.
No, I think we showed off most of the things. And yeah, cool expansion. Together for Victory. It releases 15th.
Yes.
So go and buy it.
Yeah.
Unless you've already bought the Field Marshal Edition, in which case you already have it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to. Although you can always buy it for a friend.
Exactly. That's always a good thing.
Or yes, one more copy.
Yeah.
So I get
say a word for next week.
Next week, yes.
So this might change because we haven't fully discussed it. But the idea is on Wednesday we'll start a little multiplayer stream, and then we're going to continue that one on the release day, and do a really long multiplayer where we try and show off as much as possible of the game.
And yes, a massive dev clash, basically.
Yes.
Yeah,
It'll be super great.
Yeah.
So we'll show the patch list as well. We'll talk about all the bug fixes as well.
Cool. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this first look at all the feature for Together for Victory, and yeah, we'll
Alright.
see you all next time. Bye.
Bye bye.